I'm going to show you something that you might find quite interesting. This is the Corona BS Worldometer, the John Hopkins Institute of Bullshit, and it has the countries rated as far as total deaths, and of course USA always has to be number one in everything, and it's at the top of the pops, but Brazil ain't too far behind. They're making a bit of a run in the home straight. So USA, what I'm going to show you here, USA, of course, the number one Western power. Now I'm going to show you a site that I'm sure you're all aware of. We've got Deagle.com, a military site that was created sometime 2017. And I'm going to just click on United States. And what it does, it compares 2017 to what it's going to be in 2025. So it has all sorts of stuff, but I'm just going to worry about population. 327 million, which is probably what it is now, a little bit more now, but guess what? In 2025, it's 100 million. There's 227 million people going to disappear in the United States in the next 5 years. Very interesting. And Deagle.com made these forecasts 3 years ago, before the pandemic. Now, I'm going to show you the next one, Brazil. How does Brazil sit in all this? So let's go back here. Let's probably go to page 1. And Brazil is 207 to 210. It actually increases 3 million. It's going to increase. Wow. So what I'm suggesting right now, it's all the Western countries and what I call the allies, the axis of evil. That's including Australia, Britain, New Zealand, Canada, France, Germany, maybe Spain even. You know, all these countries are involved in this. Yeah, their populations are going to be smashed. And that, as we know, is because of the depopulation agenda, which this whole pandemic's about. It's not so much about the third world countries. They don't care too much about them these days. It's about us. Us, mugs that have been living in a supposed democracy. But now it's no more of that. So let's check out Mexico. Mexico, oh yes, no worries, it's going up. Or virtually the same, 125 million. But there's not a drastic reduction like United States, which is not far from there, 327 down to 100. So Mexico's fine, it's not part of the axis of evil. Let's have a look at India. 1.3 billion stays the same at 1.3 billion. They're looking healthy. No problems there in good old India. They're definitely not part of the axis of evil. Let's have a look, see it. 3 guns, Italy, France and Spain. Italiana, 62 down to 44. Bit of a drop there. Le Francois, 67 down to 39. Big drop there. Espanola, 49 down to 28. Bit of a drop there. Now, let's go. How about Russia? How about good old Russia? 142. 142. No surprise there. It ain't part of the axis of evil, that's for sure. Let's look at Germany and Canada together. Yeah, the Germans, they just can't take a trick, can they? 81 down to 28 million. By God. Adolf Baby be rolling in his grave if you saw that. Anyway, they're part of the game. And the Canadians, 36 down to 26. Bit of a reduction there. I skipped Iran, number 10. We know how they want to nuke the crap out of Iran, supposedly. I wonder how they're going to go in this chart. Iran, 82 million. 82 million. What do they know here? What? Not going to be any World War III? No nuking of Iran? How come they're going to have all these lives saved, even though they're in the top 10 and had a big early start in this corona bullshit? You know, they were massive numbers early on, but, you know, they've dried off just like China. Where's China? Oh, God, there's China. We'll check China out. They've dropped the number 27. You know, 4,500 deaths. They virtually had that in the first 2 weeks before any country had any. Oh, but good old China, that's the way to live. They'll look after your health, no problem. So let's all become Chinese. So what have we got to fear, Victorians, Melbourneians and Australians? Let's become Chinese, because look how safe you're going to be from coronavirus. So anyway, let's check out China, eh? Oh, 1.4 billion, and guess what? It's still 1.4 billion. So, China, that's the way to live, folks. Let's live the way they do. What a fantastic life they have. No one dies in China. China, anyway, they got the one-child policy, so that's doing wonders there. Ain't going to grow, but it ain't going to be dropping, 500% like other countries. Anyway, what else have we got here? Let's look here. My home country, Ukraine. How are they going to go? You know, they've been under a lot of shit for many, many years. Stalin murdered 30 million people in the 30s, but let's see how they're hanging on here. 44 million. Don't like the Ukrainians, down to 32. Yep, you can say they're part of the West, the Western world. Not sure about the Allied, the Axis of Evil, but yeah, Ukraine. They don't like them living a good life there, poor buggers. Okay, let's go down and see if we find any more Axis of Evil countries. Australia! Here we go, here we go. This will be interesting. Good old Australia. Everybody's favourite, you know. The lucky country. The lucky country. There's no way known. No way known our figures should drop. Surely, we're the lucky country. Where are we? 23 million 3 years ago. 23 million. Down to 15 million. Oh my God. There's 25 million now. 2020. 10 million of us are going to disappear in the next 5 years. By golly, by jingos, what's going on here? How can Australia be affected? It's way out, way out of sight. What's going to happen there? 10 million people. 40% of the population. Don't like that. Might have to get out of there. What else we got here? I want to find New Zealand. They're doing okay. Where are you, New Zealand? There we are, New Zealand. Gee, 22 deaths. Yeah, and they've virtually, locked down everyone for God knows how long. Does anybody care about New Zealand? Yep, 4.5 to 3.3. It's percentage-wise, that's a big drop. Big drop there, 20-something%. I might end it there, but let's just check for any more. I do want to find Vietnam. There's Vietnam. Look at this. Diamond Princess, the cruise ship's got more deaths than Sri Lanka and all these other countries. Myanmar, 54 million people, and the cruise ship's got more deaths. What a fucking joke. Death's my ass, Diamond Princess. Filthy scum owners, sellouts. Anyway, where was I? Vietnam. 96 million, up to 99 million. By God, they're going well. Nearly 100 million people, and there wasn't a supposed death for 7 months, and we're starting to get a few now. I mean, you can't have them zero. I mean, people might wake up to this shit. See 15 deaths. Oh my God, if that was zero today, people would go, "Oh, come on, what the fuck's going on, Vietnam?" I know it's a good place to visit, but the healthcare's not the best. 847 cases. We had nearly that one day here in Melbourne recently, and this is 97 million people in Vietnam. What a freaking joke. Anyway, you see what I'm getting at? I can guarantee all these countries here. I'll test a couple. No, I'll go for ones that are 0 deaths. Something like, here's a big one, Cambodia. We'll finish off on Cambodia. Guaranteed, yep, 16, 17, it goes up. We'll go one more, Laos. It's another country that borders China with 7 million people. And let's just see the final one. That should be, when I find it, a slight increase or no increase at all. And then this is all making sense. 7.1 up to 7.7. So you can see what's happening. There is a pattern there. It's the axis of evil countries are gonna, the fan is going to be hit with the shittest. And it's these other countries that haven't been involved with Corona BS, like Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia, no effect whatsoever. No effect with their population. And the other countries like Brazil who, aren't a part of the axis of evil. There's too many things in common here. It's not looking good. If we're going to follow Deagle.com, it is not looking good if you're in a Western country, which obviously is not going to be Western. It's all going to be under communist rule by the New World Order, with Chairman Andrews and Chairman Gates running the show. So anyway, I thought you might find that interesting.